We are back live, and with good reason. Our senior Prologue rolls straight into action, and they do it a little differently than what you would have seen with the juniors. In the junior competition, you would have had a sighting lap. This is basically, Jeremy, straight into it, and we're going to get a sense over the 7K distance. Remember, it's a Prologue lap, so it's a fast, it's a sprint, it's kind of a motocross style attack here. We're going to see some really interesting numbers. Best that we saw in the juniors was nearly about the 3-minute mark. We're going to go sub 3 minutes on these laps with the seniors, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. And we're watching also a different form of riding, different style of riding, because these ones have a lot bigger bikes. These guys are the pros in the sand. They've been doing it for so long. They're kind of like dirt surfers, the way we like to look at them, because they can make it look so easy, so seamless. We just saw Sammy Fashira just absolutely float through that sand, and we're just going to see them making massive roosts. It looks quite firm out there now. It doesn't look like it's kind of as slippery as we first thought. It definitely is dried out, both with the wind and all the other bikes coming through. So knowing Corey McMahon, Callum Norton, Sam Bashura, Jacob Sweet, Jai Dixon, Corey Hammond and Chad Sparrow all out on the track, we know these are going to set some really fast times, and I'm really excited to see what even just those top three are going to do, let alone knowing that Hamo is just behind them all.
What's your assessment of the state of the track now that we've had two classes, two different wheel sizes, two bigger spec bikes? What shape are we in here? That looks awesome.
Beautiful. That was smooth. Did we see how high he was too? We're watching the juniors and even some of the big wheel guys go really tight in the corner. He held it quite wide, but he was able to slide it through. That's that kind of motocrossy, very flat track style riding, who can just hold it flat, hold it wide, and keep the power all the way through the corner. Watch that momentum. This looks really groomed now. I'm not too sure if they've done some work to the track. I don't know if they had something up there, but you can really see that they're just absolutely carving through. That sand looks so beautiful right now. We've got Will Price, who's back racing. I mean, he did kind of step away. It's great to see him back on the bike, really swinging off the back of it. Hopefully he can keep that bike all the way through to the finish.
On the green machine, Cody Stevens is on the 20. Corey McMahon was the first one out. We have dispatched them. We have released them, if you like, in order of and a reflection of the top 10 that we saw pretty much from last year. Not everyone in that top 10 finishes is with us in the 2026 edition of the Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race. But it's a quality field up in front. Look at the way they are hustling those bikes, just effortless on the 21.
It's a lot different. We can see that physicality from these riders, knowing how to make those big bikes move. And that's what it's all about, using that power. As I said before, sometimes these riders will let the bike do all the work, really ride it, really just let that throttle and that power push them through that sand.
A couple of different divisions here from, a couple of under-19s represented and so on. You can hear the unmistakable sound of the bigger four strokes in action here as well. Levi Jet Stevens on the 23.
Absolutely. We've got Cody and Levi both out there. They had an absolutely stonk run at Fink this year, so it's great to see them lining up for this. I don't know what that's on the lens, mate, but hopefully
I'm not going to say it.
Hopefully it's not what you said previously. But as you can see, the style of riding is a lot different, a lot more confidence going in the course, but a lot more speed. And as we keep saying, it's momentum. That's the thing out here. That's what you want in the sand. Momentum, momentum, momentum. We're going to have that tattooed on everybody's forehand, because that's what you need to be able to make these corners look good and to make sure you don't tip over in the dirt.
Check the crowd. Welcome, everybody, whether you've come from near or far. We know that there are people related to competitors who've come as far as Western Australia and beyond. We've got a cracking Saturday crowd here for the Hattah Desert Race, and these are the big guns.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking under 19s, we're talking 4 strokes, we're talking some 2 strokes out there. This is a real mix. A lot of West Australian guys come over here. I mean, 627 crew, the freak shows, all those kind of stuff. They're all here, which is awesome to see. It just brings everyone together for an amazing event.
Taylor Adams on the 28. So Corey McMahon, we'll just look at the times for you.
Yeah, right, a 4:28.
Yep.
That's good.
Just need to confirm that length for you too. I compared a time from earlier in Prologue, the distance of the lap may be slightly different to what I'm anticipating. Keep in mind they have worked at alternatives because of some of the rain that we've had during the week. Looking for a number to come through from Callum Norton. Callum Norton, a 4-minute 44.5. McMahon lays down a really good time to begin with.
That's a good time. It's a strong time. But once again, we cannot take these times to what they are because this will move. Sam Bashira, Sammy P came with a 4:36. Don't take these times to be absolutely cement. They're going to move and change because there are some incredibly fast riders who didn't race last year who will come through. And then we still got the top 10 shootout. So an amazing time for them. But look at this, Callum Norton getting pushed further and further back. Unfortunately, he's 4:44, just not enough to hold him in that top 3 as of now.
So just in terms of the way the shootout will play, just like I guess any traditional form of motorsport, at the conclusion of this prologue, we will know the 10 fastest times from prologue, and you run it 10 to 1, basically, don't you? One lap, one chance, and you might think, well, we've got 4 to 4.5 hours of competition tomorrow. How much of a difference does that make? There's a lot to cherish about being the fastest rider going into Sunday, isn't there?
Very much so. To be able to get away, to get out in front. Oh, hang on, we've got some more times coming. Sammy P second, Jai Dixon. Oh, great work, Jai. Jacob Sweet, that looks awesome. And then we had Hamo coming after that. You're right. The prologue is incredibly important for tomorrow morning, just to be able to get away and get some fresh stir, get some traction on those tyres to get out in front, which is so important to keep out of the sand, keep out of that roost that we keep talking about. Oh. If you can have some fresh air, it's awesome. That really stepped out, didn't it? It's all about that control, that throttle control coming out.
Will there be, maybe the likes of
Hamo got a 4:42. Yeah. Beautiful. Chad Sparrow came in with a 4:45.
Now Mac O'Brien, 4:48.9. Okay. There's a group of them there that are actually reasonably close in times. Who will lock away a berth in the top 10? The rider they are chasing, man, it's a rider who had some good form in the 2025 race, and he has opened the account here.
Well, that's it. And then we've now just got our first girls coming through. We've got Maddie Healy and Danielle McDonald going out. This is a big one. This is the one that I'm really looking forward to. I know the boys have their own class, but I tell you what, Maddie Healy, Danielle McDonald, Rachel Archer, those three, I'm incredibly excited to see battle it out. There are some amazing girls in there as well. Chloe Barton, things like that, who just know how to swing off it. But those three girls, they have been battling all in their own respective classes and races. I'm excited to see what they're going to do together.
They can choose to enter either a 4 or an 8, can't they, in terms of duration or lap distance as well?
That's correct, yeah.
And there are masters and veterans within the roll-up that are going to contest prologue here. Need to make that point as well ahead of tomorrow's race.
Absolutely, and all the other girls now going through. We just had Courtney Ruby, Mia Tung, Rachel Archer obviously just gone out as well. It's going to be fast. Chloe Park, Jay Chalice. So
just to repeat, Corey McMahon, 4:28.292, 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Ahead of Sammy Prashira. Jai Dixon is the third fastest rider at the moment.
Wow, it's a good one. Will Price. Oh, great. Good job for Will Price. He put it in the top 10. That's exciting. He'll be so excited. I'm stoked for him. Young Will's a great rider, so it's cool to see him put it in there.
Main thing is, there's lots of riders to come. Can he just hold on to that that spot? That'll be worth watching as we go.
That's what we want to see. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to make sure he's from this area. He knows how this track runs, how to set his bike up. He should be able to make it last for it. It's just obviously holding on and stepping up as well to a big bike from small bikes. It's a big transition, so hopefully they do good. And I tell you what, these girls are still pushing hard too, aren't they?
Most definitely. Still releasing them. We've got a decent queue in front of us here in the commentary box. I don't know how many, probably maybe 2/3 of the way through the field or halfway through the field at the moment.
Yeah, and we've still got, obviously still on top of the hill as that, where they're all parked up. So it's a very, very thick field this year. Very thick.
Well, in some respects, I mean, we saw a great volume of juniors, and you can probably combine the two junior classes and almost match it with the volume of entries for the seniors, couldn't you? It's a huge roll up.
It's a great kind of future, knowing that we've got so many riders come in, and also that level where we're watching them ride. Oh, look at Bjorn come in, absolutely killed it. It's really good to see, and so it's really what we want for the future of riding and the future of racing here in Australia. Just to be able to see these young guns come through and push it. We could be seeing the same kind of times almost when they get onto the big bikes.
Definitely. So the marker to beat is a 4:28.292, and McMahon 8 seconds faster than Sammy Prashira. And then there's a good group of them that are in relatively close company. The thing we will just keep a a little eye on is if someone sneaks into the 10. We've got 10 that are established, but it's not set in concrete just yet. That's the thing. We've got to wait until the end of this prologue to see who has, in a almost game show sense, absolutely locked it in.
And you have to remember, when they go out now for this top 10 shootout, it is and will be the roughest the track has been all day. So now we're putting in the fastest, most wildest time you can imagine on the roughest part of the prologue track, which is great. And that's a lot of time what they're going to be setting these bikes up for. They know if they can get in the top 10, they're in for an absolute brutal beating for that shootout.
We've got the Sparrow 7th, Cody Stevens is 9th, Will Price is holding on to that 10th spot at the moment and did it by just under 8/10 of a second. Will Price in the 10, but Mac O'Brien just missing it. Based on current numbers, someone might change that if they jump up the order here once the rest of the times come through by 8/10.
It's so close. And we're looking now even further into the pack, we're looking at 5/10s for the top 23. Max Midwinter, he's put in at a 5/10. This is going to be tough. This is tough for everyone.
Cool shots from the Live It Live team, bringing you the drone pictures for our 2026 running of the Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race.
Oh, they're really trying to... They're trying so hard to berm that corner to get that dirt up, but it's just not forming and holding. And unfortunately, he's come in a little too hot, grabbed the little front, tried to drive it out, and it just hasn't worked.
Man, kick big
now
time,
Now we're going further in the class, so we're having 2 out. This is where real battles are. Hopefully we can get the drone over them as they battle their way out of the stadium, because that's where some real bar bangers come into.
How good is the drone chasing there too? There you go. That's the perspective for you. And then they run down into this left-hander, which has been something of a focal point for us during the day, but the seniors tackle it with this fearlessness, don't they?
Well, I mean, these are the top runners too. When we get further down the pack...
Down.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he's trapped under it too. It's right under his leg. Oh, the worst of it. That's it.
Gets it cleared.
You can see those little stick up near the pegs just further. That's your steg peg. You can get caught on them.
Daniel
Jesse
Dietrich.
Ryan at Fink, he did the same thing. That was a great replay. Oh, look at the drag strip. Just absolutely smoked him. Once again, great drone footage, just about to see what it's like taking off under full noise with all those spectators there. Look how many people, look how thick and deep that line of spectators. On top of that hill, just on for the right of us. Absolutely awesome to see so many people out here to support these riders.
Next pairing, our release. What have we've got 30 that have come through as well. Mia, who you were talking about before, clears it in a 5-minute 30.426. Danielle McDonald, 5-minute 38.692.
Maddie Healy came in as the fastest girl, and then Rachel Archer just behind her. So that would have been a cool little battle to be a part of, to kind of see what it was like, especially down the back part of the track. Those two would have not been holding it back, and those two are definitely going to be the ones to really fly the flag for the girls and really see exactly what it's going to be like for them all the way through to the end.
Still got times to come for Holly Blake, Mackenzie Fleming, Courtney Ruby within that group. Some of those are doing either 4 or 8 laps, but they're out on the course at the moment.
Wide there. You saw a bit of panic braking there, trying to get into the corner. You can really see if you're not settled on the bike, if you're too far back, you really got to see that back rider kind of squirrely, getting his tail all over the place because he just wasn't settled.
And then showered, peppered, as you
peppered.
To use your words there before.
Absolutely peppered.
See them using lots in terms of the width of the track in certain places, up close to the hay bales there, and that momentum that you're talking about means...
Yeah. You see, and we lost momentum. He kind of got stuck in there, kind of washed it out. But yeah, you're right. They're going to try and find it, but you're also trying to find that nice smooth line as well. And sometimes that line is all the way in the hay bales. And I know definitely in the race, they're going to get so close to some of those trees that I've heard of races rip fuel lines out because they're getting too close to trees, or their shirts are all torn up on one side because they're going straight through thickets. It's just trying to find the smoothest line is the most important part of this race.
A couple of the Masters are on track at the moment now. Warren Carroll, Steve Shaw, Tim
Hasselberg.
Vandenberg.
Oh, look at that.
Love it.
Absolutely awesome. that thing is an absolute beast, the old Hasselbergs. It's also great to see, but the people who ride Hasselbergs are 100% loyalists to Hasselberg too. So massive congrats to him.
Do you know one of the all-time greats of Bathurst, Jimmy Richards, used to love some dirt bike riding, and I'm pretty sure he was a fiend for a Hasselberg. He quite enjoyed it and had them in his garage regularly.
Yeah,
so.
I think once you have one, you seem to be able to collect them all. They're like a weird Pokemon of the motorcycle world. So we've been to a fair few guys that seem to love the old Hasselbergs. But it's great to see. We can also see here Beta, which is another brand not really known for its desert racing and riding, more for the Euro GP or definitely in the hard enduro. We can show that any bike can do it. It just takes setup, it takes time and prep to be able to put these bikes into it. And talking to a lot of suspension guys, they've got so many settings now that if you bring in any kind of bike, I know Stealth at one point will be able to just get it dialed in for you straight away.
Just to your point there before, I think the best of the ladies at the moment was that Maddie Healy there before, and I think was it by 10 seconds there, 5:18 or something might have cleared the course? I need to double check that.
I just missed it, yeah. Chloe Park came with a 6:48. Phoebe was a 6:55.
So a couple of good stories emerging from that division. We'll give you some numbers as well for the Masters who are out there on track at the moment.
45 and over. I mean, that's a great age. Unfortunately, I think I've been lumped into that bracket by mistake. Once there was a very hard wildwood, and my family still give me a hard time. So it's always great to see the Masters out there doing their thing. And you know what? The Masters are getting faster because they're the old guys, that I used to look up for. Now they're in Masters, and it's a scary category to have to race against.
Some real talent in there. Corey McMahon, the fastest, 4:28.292 by 8 seconds over Sammy Brashira, Jai Dixon, Jacob Sweet, Corey Hammond, Callum Norton, Chad Sparrow. We've got Cody Stevens in the 10 there, as I mentioned before. And we're just waiting to see if there are any that upset the form of the 10 that we currently have. And then we'll know at the conclusion of this who has the honour of contesting the shootout. That is going to be fascinating. They've done a lap. Now they've and laid down a fast lap. Now they've got to regather and go again. Maybe go that fraction deeper and more aggressive to maybe extract an even better number.
It'll be a lot more aggressive, and you'll actually see them really pushing the bike this time. You'll hear it a lot more on the rev limiter. You'll hear it valve bouncing a lot more because they're going to be absolutely winding it on. It depends on how they want to corner too, whether they corner with some clutch, whether they corner with something else. It's really going to determine how that bike handles and how it's going to push through. So I think it's going to be really interesting to watch exactly how it's going to go and how they're going to make this bike work and how they're going to make the shootout work in this type of sand. Oh, they're leaving fast now. Yep. I mean, we're just seeing bike after bike.
Mark Patton, Randall Munro. Yeah.
We haven't seen any of the Masters come into the top 10 yet, but you never know. You never know.
Here's a little look at the 10 for you. A couple of you asking to show full results. You can do that. Many viewers of our live stream are split screening, dual screening, if you like. So you can go to Speed Hive, and that enables you to see all kinds of things from a class perspective and so on. And our live stream director is and producers are from time to time bringing up the class results. But there you go. There's a snapshot of some of the numbers for you. We've gone back to 27th there. So hopefully your family member, your favourite rider or whatever is in the mix there. So, but draw your attention to the 10, and Will Price is in it at the moment. Hopefully able to hang on to that.
So it looks like for the girls, it was Maddie Healy. Maddie Healy with an absolute smoking 5:18. That was phenomenal for her. And then
10 seconds, I think, in that class.
That's crazy. Yeah, Rachel held off to the back. So Rachel also just came back from obviously having a little one with the legendary Jack Menther. So it's great to see her back and racing. I'm a bit disappointed Jack's not here, but it's great to see Rachel flying the flag.
Yeah, most definitely. Releasing the next lot now. Racing from 9 a.m. tomorrow morning too for the main event. Many of us are going to be here quite early in the morning, and the whole setup basically gets uprooted and relocated across the road. And they've got some very cool plans, from what we understand, for the setup of this year's race. But none of these competitors who are currently contesting Prologue have seen it yet. It is a journey, a voyage into the unknown tomorrow.
We're really watching that dirt hold up. They're able to lay those bikes in quite quickly. We're also getting to the different part of the pack now. Oh, look at that. We just had a move. Was that Jai Dixon come through? Oh, no. Never mind. Disregard. disregard that one. We're just looking at some great time. We're getting a bit excited now because they're moving so quickly.
It's all good. It's all good.
So fast.
Trying to get a sense of some of the best of our masters at the moment. Is that Warren Carroll there, I think, aboard the 719, 25th at the moment?
Nathan comes after that.
Yep, cleared the course in a 5 minute 6.364, and with, let's call it, just under 3 seconds over 3 seconds rather, over Nathan there in is 26th at the moment, but in a class sense, second in class right now. I think we're going to do a little swap over in the commentary box here. Jeremy has very kindly jumped straight out, and that is because Daniel Milner has very kindly walked into the commentary box. Firstly, mate, welcome to you. Great to have you here. How are you coping with this on the sidelines? Are you going okay?
Man, the stress is kicking in, that's for sure. It's been pretty good all day, to be honest, until I went out and seen the start of the juniors, and now once hearing them bikes roar off, the stress has really kicked in.
I know we're focusing at the moment on seniors and Prologue and so on, but just a little viewpoint from you on the juniors and the quality of the racing we got to enjoy there, both small and big wheel.
Yeah, it's impressive. As I said the other night when I was talking to you, the junior riders, they're a lot different to when we were juniors. They're swinging off the back of it hard out here in these conditions, and being so wet, being so grippy, it's impressive to watch them get around, that's for sure.
State of play. Obviously, we've had a challenging week from a weather perspective. The organisers have done an amazing job with the track preparation, all things considered. What's it like there at the moment? And were you kind of between, small wheel, big wheel, just looking at the state of it and what you might bring to the table here for your riders?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, obviously, I can't get to see the track as much as I used to when I was a rider. So, not being able to get out there and see what it's forming up like as the juniors, but. Yeah, it is a hard one, and being last year was dry compared to this year being so wet, the track is going to chop up so much. And I know, like, I quickly just spoke to Corey as he rolled in after that Prologue lap, and he said that the tractor had been out there and smudged it for him, so it was all smooth for him, but he said the tractor had dragged a lot of mud into the holes, which kind of made, boggy, holes that kind of caught him out a bit. So, it's one of them things with the conditions.
That lap time, though, over Sammy, 4 minute 28.282. I know it's the first pass, if you like, over Prologue for him. He's in the 10 by the looks of it, which is amazing. Is there more in it? What did he sort of feel in the rest of the discussion that you had with him?
No, he was pretty cruisy. I think obviously the first one's just getting it out there, and he had a fully smooth track. So obviously he goes back now and kind of resets and knows it's going to be a completely different track when he gets back out there. But to be honest, the 450 guys are about to go out here shortly. So once they get out there, there's some big hitters in there as well. So they might jump up the queue a bit and get up there. So it's definitely one of them things that they're going to be dealing with a bit rougher track, obviously, than what Corey was straight away. But once, the boys go out for their top 10 shootout, it's going to be a completely different story.
This is a signature event on the calendar. I've loved just seeing it and kind of putting it into perspective. What does that mean for you from, let's call it June through to the end of the year? How busy is it for the team when you look at all the different events you're doing and where you're going around the country and so on?
Man, the anxiety for Hattah, the build-up, that's the big one. Every year. Obviously, it's quite a different setup and quite unique to what we normally run with the Australian off-road. So there is a lot of time that goes into this one race, just from bike setup to preparing the riders for the race, as well as the 4-hour time that they're out there tomorrow. It's pretty brutal on the body. So as long as we can get the boys ready to rock, feeling comfortable on the bike, that's the main thing.
The best training, they say, is in situ on the bike, and that you can't stress that enough. What about off the bike? What things can they do to help around core, around being able to cope with the rigours of 4 to 4.5 hours on the machine?
Yeah, look, my guys, they've got a pretty good program going with, they do a lot of cycling as well as the gym work, through the week. So they're definitely busy, and Corey, it's a full-time job for him. Jai's a little bit different; he works as well. But the crazy part about Jai Dixon is he's still doing the same amount of hours that Corey doing. So I don't know how much work he's actually doing. So no, it's definitely very demanding, the sport that we do here, and how much training goes into it. And it's funny because you see, or you hear from the outside people that don't have much to do with motorcycles. It's like, you're sitting there on a motorbike. It's not that hard. It can't be that hard. But, it's one of the most demanding sports in the world. And when you're out there for 4 hours punishing your body, you definitely feel it.
We're very lucky to have Daniel Milner dropping by the commentary box there. I know some of you are firing in on the live stream. If you've got a question, just quickly let us know. We can't have him here the whole time because he's busy in a team sense. The whole logistics, the running of the team and stuff. Have you been able to take that winner mindset that you would enjoy as a rider and enjoy it as much on that side of the ledger? Is that something that you're able to do?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I thought coming here that I'd have the itch to kind of get back out there, but I haven't one bit. And just seeing the pressure that my riders are feeling right now, and being able to calm them down, and just having that experience that I've had being out here and doing all this, it's been fun. And I really love my job that I'm doing right now. And once you're having fun, the results come. And as you can see so far, it's kind of showing on the board, hopefully.
Awesome. Couple to finish here. We've been talking in the commentary here this morning just about how good the stocks are in motorcycle racing, in this style of motorcycle racing at the moment. You alluded to it before with the gritty nature of some of these juniors that we've got. You feel like for the next wave of people that maybe want to try and do what you have done in your career and perhaps even beyond, you feel like we're in good shape?
Yeah, absolutely. You really notice it coming to this event, the juniors, and having the access for the juniors to be able to come to us riders, my riders now, and then come to me as an ex-rider. It's really cool, and it's something that as a young kid I got to do, and it's stuck in my mind ever since. So I think there's a good wave of juniors coming through here, and even I think what's really unique and cool about this event is you've got motocross kids coming over. It's not just the off-road guys, you're not just the desert rats. It's everyone's kind of coming over and tries this event. And as we've seen with the big wheels, I'm pretty sure he was a motocross kid that's come and ruffled a couple of feathers. So it's really cool to see that unique culture that comes from the all-rounders.
Now, I mean, this event, we saw Brett Metcalf walking past before. Yeah. You're in the box. It brings, people are watching on the live stream naturally too, but it brings all sorts of people. The cachet of this event, we can't sort of underscore that enough, can we? What it means and what it stands for in the calendar offering of Australian motorcycle racing.
Yeah, that's it. And honestly, for me, this is the biggest and the best race in the country. There's so many people that come to it, so many races out here. So it's just kind of and even on the spectator side of things, like to come and watch, it is different to other races because Fink, for instance, it's really good to watch, but you go down and then you come back, you only see the riders twice, where here it's 8 laps. So you get to see the riders do 8 laps. And then even today with the top 10 shootout, you see the big dogs kind of roll in, do their first one, track's all smooth, and then you see the riders go and shoot out in the top 10. So, it's very cool how this is all ran like that. For spectating side of things, it's really good.
I love the passion, mate, the way you've articulated that. Thank you so much for stopping by the commentary box and sharing a little bit of that today. And we hope that I don't want to call it frustration because you've got a good chance to enjoy success from a different perspective this weekend. But thanks for sharing a little in the way of insights, mate. Love to catch up with you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Awesome. There you go. So he's going to go back and put team boss cap on and think about top 10 shootouts and the whole lot from here. Awesome to have him come in and share some insights. Thank you very much for that. Want to say a quick g'day as well to Mitch Glenn Motorsport, who's offered a comment on the live stream, tuning in from Kokomo, Indiana, in the United States. Both my dad and brother are there, so g'day to your dad and brother. It's great that they're here. They're from Victoria, and they've come to the Hattah Desert Race in 2026. So continuing to see the riders setting off here. We've got that next wave, that next queue lining up now. Still plenty to come through. We've been giving you some of the results from the ladies division. We've given you the overall. Corey McMahon with the best time we've seen so far and locking in a berth in the top 10 shootout. over Sammy Brashira by 8 seconds. Dixon, Sweet, Hammond, Norton, Sparrow, Verstegen and Moore are in the 10. Beautiful shot. And it gets transformed for the first weekend of July for this great race. This is essentially qualifying, if you like, for the big one. The shootout to come, that's scheduled to take place at around about 3:45 our time. It's coming up on 20 past 3 East Coast time in Australia here at the moment. Jeremy is back on the microphone. He is just top class, isn't he? Not just in terms of his results and what he's achieved along the way, but also the way he speaks for the sport and the good message he sends in that regard.
Great ambassador for the sport. Yeah. I just went out there and kind of declared my love for him as someone who's watched him for a long, long time. I kind of just really gave my appreciation for what he's done for not only for Australian motorcycling with his representation overseas, but for what he's doing for the next kind of wave of riders coming through. It's really great to see, because a lot of times people just kind of can take what they've achieved and float on, where he's kind of stepped a long way back. I mean, if you think, he only was racing up to like last year, the year before, so really to see him step back and accept that, put that different hat on, it takes a lot for a man to be able to do who's had it such at a high level. So, massive hats off to Daniel. It's awesome.
And the commitment and the planning and all that. What are we talking? Probably like a 2-year project to this point, if not more. You know,
we're in an industry that I love, but is so hard for riders to make any money, like any money at all. So, it shows the character of Daniel to be able to bring so many brands and kind of support together to make a team, to be able to give Corey a chance to ride full time, because realistically there's not many riders out there who ride full time, really hardly any compared to other kind of motorsports. So for what Milner's done, to be able to bring that to Corey, to give him that opportunity, so much respect.
There you go. Recap of some of the class results for you left of your screen there at the moment. We detailed before Matty Healy's effort there. That's a really good ride for the ladies from the 8-lap contenders. Remember, as we said before, some will tackle just the 4 laps. We know some numbers for the Masters 45. There are some veterans out there at the moment, 35 to 45. I think that is from memory in terms of the age bracket, and we'll bring you some of that. We'll update our results left of screen there as they start filtering through for that division.
It's so great now we've got those kind of results there. You can see what classes there are, but also why the field is so deep and we have so many riders, because there's so many classes that fill that, and that's also why it's taking a toll on the track. It was interesting hearing Milner say the feedback from Corey about kind of the tractor going out there and grading it. A lot of people would think that that's a great thing, but in fact a lot of time when graders and kind of excavators go on the track to smooth it out, all they're doing is taking loose dirt and filling it into holes. They're not actually helping it in any way. What can actually happen is, because you're taking kind of firm dirt, filling it into loose holes, that firm dirt stays firm and the loose holes now just have loose dirt in them.
Gotcha.
So you end up just having these big kind of puddles, and when it's dry, big silt holes that can come out of nowhere, and you don't know what may look really firm and really flat now all of a sudden has these kind of hidden whoops that when you hit that soft sand blows apart, and you end up still finding whoops that you're not ready for. And if you don't have that front tire light enough, you're going to hit it and you're going to kind of, unfortunately, come over the front.
Gotcha. But I guess the thing is, it's fundamentally for that front running crew, same story for everyone, isn't it? You're largely hitting the same thing.
Well, the front runners are going to find them first.
Yep.
Obviously, the further down the pack, they're going to kind of see where those big holes are washed out, or where there's maybe some braking bumps and they didn't expect them to be there. So this is kind of where a lot of those sections can really kind of catch you out. A lot of times you can see a lot of those rears getting pushed right up in the sky. We call moon booters, because they just don't see a hole. All of a sudden that back tire is trying to overtake their head.
So, I mean, so many things to think about going into the top 10. Can McMahon replicate that number, better that number that he's laid down? What's Prashira learned? He knows this backyard so well. What's he learnt from that lap? And will we see him, get a little bit more aggressive? Maybe he knows places where he could have made a bit of ground, caught a sequence of 10 odd corners. Maybe he could have made that 8 seconds roughly,
But also Milner made a great point. We haven't had the 450 class yet, which is incredibly dangerous. We've got guys, even the main normal ones like Brodie Waters, he's in there. There's guys that we just haven't seen race in their full potential here, now turned into a sprint, and we have a lot of motocross guys in the 450, a lot of motocross Pro MX Supercross guys that are coming over to races. That's where I suppose Corey's now just not going to try and pay too much attention, just kind of understand where he's sit and what he needs to do. And also, he's taken that lap in. He now needs to know where he's going to be putting that bike to be able to keep those times.
We said to Brodie last night, if he was in a position where he knew one of his riders might win it, he said he's still got that inner drive as competitor, but he said he had kind of loosely contemplated maybe parking the bike so he could be there for the celebrations if it did look like it was going to happen like that. I think that's an amazing dynamic, thing to think about.
It'd be a real battle for him to try and figure out, as a team manager or as a competitor, which one you do. I mean, I know he's had that moment. We interviewed him in regards to that moment where he had to overtake Corey Hammond at Fink, and that was a very hard battle in his head of what he should do. Will we see that again? Probably not, because it's a different style of racing, but it'd be hard for him to kind of switch between the two. We actually see that, Lyndon Snodgrass has come out and put in a 16th.
450.891 for him, so misses the 10. Lyndon Snodgrass.
Maximus too. Look at him. Maximus has come through. Levi Stevens got pushed all the way down now to 19. And Bjorn. Bjorn's got pushed down to the 20th.
So Will Price, I think, is 11th. Did I spot there just then? So he's pushed out of the 10.
And we've got Brock Grabham too. Ben Grabham's brother. Brock Grabham is an electric king. He's been riding the Stark like nobody's business of the year. This year, for this one, he's on a 500, I want to say, I think, or a 450? No, 450. He's on a 450. So he has stepped back to the gas power bike, but he, in his own right, is an absolute phenomenal rider.
Nice. A couple of yarns that will bring you. So maybe there might be... sting in the tail's not the right word for it, but a couple of late runners here that might sneak into the 10 so some things to think about for those later runners.
Reading through Corey Banks, a veteran, came through as well, so he's doing some great times. It is going to make it interesting though for tomorrow.
Still, they keep coming, don't they, from their various...
Mate, there's so
they line
much
them up
more
in
on the
divisions
hill.
up the hill there, don't they?
There's so many more.
Yeah.
There's a lot to come through, lots to get across the line. But also a lot to make that track even worse for the boys in the top 10.
Hope you're enjoying it and enjoying our live stream coverage here. Lots of times updating as we go. And I think, is that our track builder, Ken Reid? Is that so he's 84th at the moment. That's amazing. He has been super busy. He's laid down a time of 5 minute 57.71. For perspective for you, he's been on the tractor working, night and day on this track with that team. And it's an unbelievably dedicated team. He's one of two people, I think, Ken, that has done every Hattah Desert race ever. And he's competed regularly along the way there too. It does, I think, get come Sunday, it becomes a little tricky thing for him, depending upon what's unfolding in the event. Does he keep going and ride it? But I love the fact that he's done that. That's amazing.
We can see some more names coming through. For the female stuff, we have Harley Blake coming through at 623. Taja Morris as well, she's behind that. So it's great to see the girls still mixing it quite high in the mix. We're not only just talking about the Maddies and Rachels, we're actually talking about the rest of the girls, and it's really great to see that they are pushing so far into the pack of men.
Absolutely.
That we don't even really see it anymore as a female-male. It's all just a bunch of riders out there having a great time, and I love the thought that these girls are pushing a lot of these guys in front of them. We're looking in, the 100, 120 point. That's incredible.
When you think about it, right, the game, motor racing generally, has done some very good things to for inclusivity, for expanding opportunity and ensuring that sort of stuff. But often when you talk to these girls, and it's so good to see them performing at this level, they just see themselves as athlete. They just see themselves as competitor, don't they?
It is. It's been very interesting over the last few years to see a lot of the riders, the females now come through there. From the OG females, say like Gemma Wilson, Jess Gardner, Taylor Jones, these girls that have been there, and like especially the desert girls as well, Catherine Scoble, these OG women who have just been there for so long, and then you've got had to battle bars with guys who've never had their own class. To now the new form of girl riders that are coming through, Taylor Maurice, Maddie Healy, who have been in that kind of area of growing with riders. I think it's great that both of them can kind of get along and accept that we're all here to race. I know it can get a bit hard and there's a lot of politics around it, but I think the way the females now have come through, I'm more looking over my shoulder for a female to overtake me than a male half the time, because they are absolutely ripping, and I think it's the best thing in the world for sport, especially when you see other little girls coming out here and just absolutely blowing the doors off boys in the same age group.
Now, I mean, one of the different caps that I'm very lucky to wear along the way is that I do some work with the Australian Motorsport Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And every year at the Grand Prix at Albert Park, the Formula One Grand Prix, we celebrate all different divisions, 2 and 4 wheel, and some very important people in our game get inducted into that exclusive club. And in relatively recent time, Jess, Gemma Wilson, Taylor Jones were all inducted, and I loved being there for that. I think that is just, and that happened at the F1 race, but then they went to MotoGP at the island and celebrated with the girls, and I thought that was just awesome. Yeah,
those 3 girls have just been a staple of female racing, both here in Australia but internationally. Taylor Jones is still one of the fastest women racing in America. Unfortunately, had a bit of an incident, just coming off injury, things like that. Jess Gardner still flies the flag so strong here, but the amount of talent that they've brought with them is another great thing. Danielle McDonald is a prime example of that. They've got Lorna Locke on there, which is another up and coming. There's just such an amazing group of girls to keep pushing through, and as I keep saying, push the boys. I mean, we were the girls were just outside the top 50, I think, this year. Just outside. That's incredible. Like a lot of us guys will never make that. So for her to be able to come and do it, I think it's just the best thing in the world.
Moto Chick 6472 says, go the ladies, and we're 100% with you. Keep those comments coming on the live stream. It's great to have you with us wherever you're tuning in right around the world. We had someone giving a shout out to some family there before, watching on from Kokomo, Indiana in the United States. We've had people in the UK and more, and with good reason. This is the pointy end of the day. This will set the field for... Didn't go down, caught it, I think, just.
Yeah. If you watch that if you watch the replay on that one, you can see how far back he was sitting when he came into that corner. That front end was a bit too light, and then once it caught one of those ruts that kind of dropped into it, that's where the bike wanted to go, and unfortunately, he was fighting it, and he didn't want it, and bike almost won.
Bike very nearly won, absolutely.
That's a high side waiting to happen. I tell you what, high sides are not fun at all.
So, just having a little look. So, just a major point.
You can see the speed now. We're seeing that momentum slowly drop because we're getting down the pack of riders. We're getting to the not as experienced in the sand or confident. We're going to see those kind of lines and speed definitely drop, because we were so lucky to see at the start those pro riders come through and just absolutely rail those corners. Down a bit further, we're not going to see that.
Going to have a little look at the Millewa Quarries replay. Watch this. Here you go.
See how where his butt was just before he went down. It was all the way at the back of the seat. The front was way too light. Got caught up. Almost had a meet Jesus moment, as we'd like to call it.
Disappeared out of our camera shot, but I think the facial expressions of everyone on the corner told you the rest of the story.
We all did. We all kind of jumped in a second.
Nice save. Whew. Got the attention going.
Yeah, I mean, if he wanted his 5 minutes, there he goes. He'll be remembered now.
So we'll recap the top 10 for you. There has been a slight change in terms of Will Price, I think, being knocked out of the 10, wasn't it? Down into 11th there now. So there on the left of your screen is the 10 as it currently stands. They are the riders who will contest the shootout coming up in about 15 minutes. At this stage, that's the point I'm making. Yeah,
absolutely. We've only got up to the number 220 rider, but now we're in the 250 to 450 class, which has some big hitters in there, real big hitters. I'm interested to see, especially pushing that 250 across the track. It may work in certain areas too. The 250 is a lighter bike. You can manoeuvre a little bit better in the heavier sand. I know there's been some cases where 250s have been more preferred in the heavier sand because they're lighter. They don't have to be kind of thrown around as much. However, the power lacking really makes it hard. So it'll be interesting to see if anybody can do it. My bet would have been on a young fella called Jesse Ryan, but unfortunately he's not racing at the moment. So I'm interested to see who is going to step up and take that one over.
So that's the little caveat in the discussion. Who among the band of riders that are sprinkled in the 450s here might stage a surprise and sneak into the top 10? It's not set in concrete just yet.
No, it's not, and it's a long way to go. We still have a lot. And then even in that top 10, it'd be interesting to see if those places stay the same, because we've seen in many years they move a lot, and that's a harder, more technical riding does suit some of the riders who may have not made it so good in the smooth stuff.
And a little time to rethink as well. A little time to watch a bit of the live stream, see what the state of the track is like. Maybe even talk to a couple of people.
Pick up some advice from the amazing commentators.
No, not from me. Not from me. You maybe.
I'm just quickly Googling how to ride better. Don't you worry. I'll give you some tips, everyone.
A couple little shout outs. One to, I think, Dylan Caruana. That's come from Mick Moz, watching on, I think, from Wedderburn in Victoria. Nice to have you with us, Mick. And go Whitney Peters as well. That's from Cameron Hydale. So thank you for doing that. Just have a little squiz at, what are we talking, some of the veterans there. Brad Mickelson, 65th there. Need to give an idea of the different class leaders gearing up, counting down to the shootout. And then tomorrow, in the order of 4 hours 20 of seat time, it is going to be grueling work here at the Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race 2026. Great test of endurance, great test of skill, and just that inner drive, that inner strength to be there at the end. Nothing really quite like it. Your little observation there about just
that corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can kind of see all crossed up coming in. See those elbows, they're quite low. They don't have that drive in there to keep that pressure up the top. It happens. I mean, your shoulders drop, your elbows drop. Low elbows aren't good for the wrists. They're not going to move it. Keep those elbows high, keep those shoulders back, really keep those bars stiff so when you do go in a corner, you can commit to it. Yeah, it's all over the shot. It's all good to have all the power in the world, but if you don't deliver it at the right time or keep it smooth, it's just going to want to pop out on you.
You were animated in your description here in the commentary box. For those people listening around the venue and listening on the live stream, it was almost like you were in a wings position, wasn't it? Your arms and elbows are up, and when you relax them down like that and they tuck down by your side, you're saying that's not ideal.
That's not very reactive. When you imagine putting in your elbows by your ribs, you just don't have that flexibility to move. When you're up and high, you've got a lot more control, you can put a lot more pressure on the bike, but you're also a lot more reactive. If the bike does start kicking up in the front, you can really kind of settle it a lot better, and also making sure you're covering your clutch and your brake. It's a lot of that goes into it, but as I said, if you keep your arms down, if you drop your shoulders, it just makes it hard to control the bike.
The bat wings. Have the bat wings.
The old bingo wings flap around a little bit when the bat wings are up, I tell you that.
McMahon, if you've just joined our live stream, had him on stage last night and talking about coming back and contesting this race again this year and what it would mean. Well, he has opened the account superbly with a 4-minute 28.29 lap from Sammy Prashira. This is Prologue, and we're sorting the runners that will contest the top 10 shootout. You can, as you would have seen there on the graphic a moment ago, you could see those who are provisionally in with a shot at running in the shootout, but it is not completely sorted.
No, definitely not. And we're seeing some drives from some riders trying to get around, trying to find lines, but still being super competitive. Almost tucked the front there too. Came in too hot, too fast, put too much weight in the front, which, as I said, it's all a balance. And then put it into the wall. The
rhythm's all gone there, isn't it?
So he was all legs and arms, as we'd say. He's all legs and arms, just going wildly all over the place.
It is great opportunity, great moment, but in the same breath, lots of pressure, and there is so much to be said for that flow you've talked about, isn't there? I mean, that's the entire way through the lap.
It's flow state. Trying to getting your race craft to go into a nice flow state where you're almost not thinking about what happened, you're just reacting. And so, half the time at these speeds too, they don't even have time to react. So it's just all about muscle memory. There
I knew what you meant.
We got you. It's all about that, to try and let your body react to things, because if you overthink it, half the time you're not going to think about it the same speed that you're coming up to it.
Riley Graham, the veteran.
Oh, no way.
In the top 10. We haven't made enough noise about that before, so that's from a class perspective. Mighty, he may get a chance to run in the top 10. That is cool.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Good on him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Liam Dinnish, first of the 250s came through, yeah.
And that's in the top 20, I think, too, wasn't it? I can't. 22nd. 22nd. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Trying
Knocking
to keep
on
up with the
door.
live stream and the data's coming in. Holy moly, it's all going on here. Oh yeah, Cooper, 25. Cooper came in at 51 seconds after that too. So Jack Cobbin came in at 46. Oh man, it's quick. The top 50 is stacked.
Definitely.
Top 50.
There's arguably a bit of not bitterness. That's not the right word for it. But I mean, there'd be people there that would be potentials for the 10 that we would have perhaps expected to be in there. That'll be a bit miffed at that. Hey, so
it's hard.
It's tough.
It's hard to kind of swallow that pill sometimes, knowing that you've done the best, or especially if you've left something out there a couple of seconds here or there, a blown corner, maybe you've binned it into the corner too fast, you've lost 2 or 3 seconds trying to get it out of that sand again. That time just counts so quickly before you know it. I mean, we're only talking mere seconds half the time between everybody.
Short lap, can't afford that, can you? So
there's also going to be riders out here there who know that they've got to save themselves for tomorrow. They're too scared to go wreck themselves today, so they're just going to put in a time where they feel comfortable, take it as more of a Sunday afternoon trail ride to be able to just get it to the start, because the last thing you want to do, all this time, all this effort, only to bin it now.
Now, riders are still incidentally coming down from the area where we get them kind of formed up and in class order, and they are still filing down here. So the minute-by-minute plan was roughly to set off at about 3:45 with the top 10 shootout. So that might be a little bit closer to 4 p.m. now. So stay with us on the live stream coverage. We're still building to that. We rightly want to give everyone who is taking part in the seniors race tomorrow and who is a part of Prologue here their moment, and we'll see what their laps look like. And then once we've completed the entire field here for Prologue for our seniors, we will know what the makeup is rather of the 10.
And I tell you what, this is when the crowds get big. This is when you feel the electricity. When that top 10 shootout comes out, you have 10 of the fastest, baddest dudes lining up to go. The absolute hill is packed, full of people, the electricity, everyone just holding their breath, waiting to see what's going to happen in those 4 to 5 minutes of racing.
Been a mega day in that regard, and to see the crowd build over the course of the junior races, as you say, and just some of the people that are floating around among the teams, some of the legends that we've seen.
Well, there's so many sprinkled among the crowd. So it's always great to see you kind of, especially if you've been here a fair few times, you notice people, you kind of walk along and all of a sudden there'll be, oh, there's that guy there, or oh, he's here. It's always great. It's kind of brings a lot of people back to the roots of racing, back to the enjoyment of it, and just back to the experience, which I guess you've had now. You've got to experience the atmosphere of such an iconic race, but something you probably wouldn't even see or trip over if you were anywhere else.
The thing for me is now, for friends who perhaps aren't into motor racing or whatever, that have been asking me why I'm here and what I'm doing, I said to them, it's unbelievable when you consider that there's 800, whatever it is, plus competitors, 300 officials. They've chalked up something like 35,000 man hours or person hours to get to this point in the running of the event, and they've turned 350 days of the year, if you drove past on the road out the front, it looks, it has been unbelievable. It's transformed. I cannot begin to tell you, to do that from essentially not nothing, but you know what I mean. To do that is remarkable.
But also to have this level of professionalism with it running, it's such a great event, and we keep saying it today. Even though we're looking at seniors now, it's a day for juniors, and it's great that an event has done that for so long, brought juniors up, and I'm so glad that other events, Think being one of them, is now bringing that same energy, bringing that growth to the sport, which is what we need. Motorcycling is very hard. Oh no, that's not good. Hopefully that shiny thing in the middle of the screen isn't something important either.
Yeah.
Or it could be very expensive.
Gets it going and back in action. But I mean, yes, you're absolutely right. Gets the drive off the line, and it's all about trying to keep that front wheel on the deck, isn't it? So
the front wheel, and also you see a lot of them will battle between standing and sitting. It's very hard to do.
Brody
There
Waters,
we go.
14th.
Yeah, I knew.
14th. We've been keeping an eye out for him. We've been waiting for that time. It looks as though it's not made at the moment, not in the 10. It's a 14th for Brody Waters there. 21.3 shy of the marker laid down by McMahon. He and then even Snodgrass, a couple of spots behind him, don't make the top 10. There's some of the other updates for you from a class perspective of who's where. We mentioned before, if you've just tuned into the live stream, Maddie Healy with that 5 minute 18.1, best of our ladies.
Corey Banks as well. It's another big name coming through. 78th. Just, it's getting full. Like this, it's such a great look. So many great riders coming in.
Let's say you're a Brody or a Linden or one of those guys. You haven't made the shootout. I mean, the thing to keep in mind is that tomorrow is such a long day. It's not over for those guys, is it? It's far from it, in fact.
I think a lot of these guys also know where they'll place when it comes to Prologue as well, and they kind of aim just for that. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of guys who want to go out to think they're going to win it may not be at that level because they don't have their dedication. The top 10 is filled with guys who are the closest to professional riders that we can get, and they know
Peak form.
They know what it takes to be like that. A lot of these riders would just be happy to get at least in the first row. That's a big aim for them, to be in that first row, or at least to be in a good position to be able to kind of peel out when the buggy goes. You've been a part of it. You can kind of see where you stack in that row can be quite difficult. You really want to be somewhere either at the front or at least clear enough that you're going to be able to have a straight run straight out, because you don't want to have that big wide arc. Those big wide arcs you could see really started throwing riders out. You're starting to have to flat track corner them out of there. It may not work with the way you ride. You may just want a quick kind of peel out. So things like that can really kind of play with your head.
That spectacle, that start tomorrow, I'm really looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to watching you do it. I hope we have two cameras just on one on your face to experience it, because you two both look like you were having the absolute time of your lives.
Superb.
And it's tomorrow you get to do it as well with the 450s, the 500s, these big thumpers that just rattle your chest, like just fill your chest cavity. And it is an absolute spectacle to be on a starting line when all those bikes start up, they all start revving, they all warming up, they're all holding onto exhaust to get their hands warm, things like that. You get to sit there and then obviously take off and just feel the power as these bikes go past you. I hope we can put enough cameras on you to kind of capture that moment.
What is race evening like for those competitors? What happens tonight? What do they typically do?
I mean, it's all up to the riders. Some definitely just go hit the casino. No. It all depends, really. A lot of them will have their pre-race kind of activities. Some will be a lot of eating. Some ice baths. Some people, I've even met guys who like to do saunas to try and kind of sweat it all out and reset the body. So it's a lot of different things. They'll play with their bikes a bit. They may change a rear tyre. They may change sprockets. They'll definitely change things like brake pads. They'll look at chain guides, things like that. Just little tricks in here and there. They may change their grips as well, because they can get quite full of sand. They want some fresh grips in the morning.
Gotcha.
But usually it's just kind of sit down, take a deep breath, get some food, get some water, and just kind of ease into it. That's it. Yeah. It's already a lot going on in your mind. You're already going to be overthinking things. So it's just to sit down, center yourself, and also just remember this is a race. Like, this is just fun with mates. Everyone here is just trying to get through it, and unless you're in the top maybe 30, this is just race to survive. So get through it.
So we're up to 280 plus competitors through already. Still, they line up. So stay with us. As I said on the live stream, lots to come your way.
I love the old smoky coming through.
Can't miss it, can you?
Some dark clouds over behind us, mate. You see
Let's
that?
keep.
What would you call that? What would you call those kind of clouds?
I won't say that. I will not be saying anything like that. Can we edit that out with AI or something? Just make it a nice, bright, sunny day in the background.
That's a bit
there.
of smoke coming out of
that
that
looks
bike.
a little worrying, doesn't it?
It didn't look like it was coming out of the exhaust either.
No.
Follow that bike, Mr. Drone Man.
Oh,
straight into the shoulder. Oh, that's not what you want. Oh, yeah.
And filthy,
he's
livid.
devastated.
Yeah.
Oh, he just drove it straight in. Oh, is that Brody? Oh. Oh, he's cooked it again. Oh, he's a bit all over the shop. He's just going a bit trigger happy at the moment.
Just the rhythm is
Yeah,
ruined, isn't it?
It's also seemed, I'm not going to too much into it, but I think he may have got his suspension a bit too stiff there. You can really see that it was fighting him. It wasn't settling in. I can't say what his settings are or anything like that, but he wasn't gelling with the bike, and he was physically, you can see he was very frustrated with the bike, and it's never going to work. You're never going to beat the bike. It's not going to happen.
The smoke there from the fall, is that something in the wake of that? Or?
Thing. It may not be. It may not be warmed up enough. He may just be burning a little oil. They do sometimes. Once again, I can't tell you what his one's doing, but they may run a little richer for when we're at the back. When we're holding it wide open, you just run a little richer to help with the motor. You don't want to lean it out, things like that. So sometimes when it's cooling in the cooler area and it's warming up, it will smoke a little bit. Once it gets warm, it will definitely help it. But because it's a two-stroke and it's deep and hard, it's going to have to definitely maybe be a bit rich to it to make it, give it a longevity. Plus, it runs a little bit cooler as well.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so the last ones we believe are lining up there now. So I don't know, depending upon how quickly we send them off and then complete the laps, it might be around about 10 past 4, quarter past 4. Stick with us, whatever you do. Some of the best action of the day still to come, and we've been treated really to some superb junior races so far.
Yeah, they're really struggling. That sand is really
like
starting to form up.
Bronco, that thing, isn't it?
Well, it's that real. It's kind of, as I said before, we call it red velvet cake. It's really kind of moist, which is not a word we're allowed to use as well. But it's very moist. It's very fluffy, but it gets heavy on the tires. It drains a lot of power. It's kind of like when you fall into deep sand, you can kind of almost stop yourself like a car. So this is what happens to these bikes if you don't keep that momentum. And I suppose that's the word of the day we like to keep saying, momentum, get it through.
Jeremy Cowley from the Dirt Bike Burrito podcast, also cake connoisseur. I did not know that until now. So.
Well, I do love a bit of cake, you know what I'm saying? When Milner came in here, it was my excuse to eat a whole waffle.
You were pretty fast out of the seat, I noticed too. Well played.
Waffle time,
well played. 300 plus competitors through so far, and still they keep coming.
I think this is Campbell Hall and Sam Handley, both in the 36, 37. Is that Ray Cole as well in 35th? That's crazy good. I mean, those guys, predominantly not in regards to this desert racing, they do the Fink and the AORC. I mean, it's great to see Paul out here doing this. And Sam's an absolute weapon of a rider as well. So, that was all the berries.
The focal point is this race right now, obviously, but what on... You know, for some of the people that we've been talking about this weekend, I mean, you've got things like 6 Day and all sorts coming up later in the year too, don't you? So
there's so much racing. I think that's the great thing about
Portugal this year, I think, isn't it? Yes,
because it's the 100th.
Yeah.
It's the 100th
6
Day, so it's very important. And it's actually the first time Australia's been sending over the most clubbies. I think we've got so you can actually go over not only in the team perspective as Australia, but you can go over as a clubman. And this is the first time we're sending the most clubmen ever. It's been amazing to see so many just local everyday riders put their hand up and send a bike over, and now they're going to go race 100, which is huge. There's a big thanks to guys like Alex Sword, Michael Turnbull. Those boys have developed this amazing package for anybody who wants to go race the 6 Day to do it, because the 6 Day is kind of like a hat to some people. It's on their bucket list.
And obviously the way things are in terms of shipping and transport, expensive, right? So to be able to stitch something like that together, that's good. That's great.
And even just the amount of companies that have come on board to help riders get bikes, because it means now you have to pretty much buy a second bike to send overseas. That's going to be incredibly expensive nowadays, and we're probably in the worst time for, well, at least he's upright, it's the main thing. It's kind of the worst time to be racing, but it's so great that a lot of companies have come on board to help riders get that second bike.
Within sight of the finish, unfortunately, and that's why the head is tilted back as he crossed the line in frustration. Look at it. Snakes left and right as it looks for traction off the line.
He is going for it. Beautiful. Watch this cornering tick. See how his feet are. Look at that. Beautiful. Perfect position all the way through, just on the power the whole way.
How's the lean angle too? Going into that corner.
Full
Awesome.
commitment.
Yeah.
Absolute commitment into that. That was phenomenal.
We'll give you a sense of some of the other times. We may be getting close, I reckon, to kind of squaring away that top 10. We'll bring you a bit of the build up as we get set for that, and then we'll get the final part of the formation of the grid for tomorrow's big one, for the main event, for the Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race. You can see from that shot there at the start line, that's the last of the competitors, isn't it? The tail of that group there.
That's it, yeah, we can just see them now. So many bikes.
Stunning.
So many bikes.
Talking probably 20, maybe 20 competitors to go or thereabouts. We'll just verify that for you, but I've done an amazing job here today just to keep everything on track. Nice bookend to the day. Still some really exciting riding to come from these competitors. Little chance to just catch their breath, those that have made it into the top 10.
I mean, it's great to see we've still got the under-19s coming through now. So we have Oscar Harris. He's an absolute weapon of a kid. I remember watching him as a real young one coming through. And now he stepped up to the big boy bikes, which is great to see. Same as Jackson Rossi. Just crazy to think that these guys now are racing with the big boys. Oh, there we go, Kogan Lock. I thought it was Kogan. He's out there now. He's part of the Lock family who unfortunately lost that shed. It's great to see him out there swinging. He's from a hard enduro background, so completely different from this. And you don't really see many hard enduro guys come across to the desert. It's usually the other way around. So for him to be out there swinging off it and pushing hard, I mean, he's had some great results over the years. So Hattah wasn't the best for him. He came through. He dedicated so much time and more effort and training to learn this style of riding, and I think it's going to pay off for him. So
guest on the pod with you recently too.
Yeah,
nice
absolutely.
chat with him. So let's see what he can do in.
Oh, just also a fan of his mum and dad. His mum and dad have done amazing things. Roof to Africa together, all those kind of stuff. Owen has done amazing things to build bikes for his wife to then go race hard enduro. It's just a phenomenal family, dedicated.
As we said before, kind of in that fabric of motorcycle racing, aren't they? Lots of. I guess you could call it like family lineage in some respects around the sport. So cool yarn. Let's see how he goes in this one. There's the class updates for you on the left of screen at the moment too, just who's where. Amazing how this event has grown since the late 90s. All that work that was done to, essentially get this event back on the map. It's grown incredibly over the nearly 30 years since then. National stature brings something in the order of 6 to 7 million, I think, to the local region. Huge event from a volunteer perspective. It's become one of the biggest regional sporting events in Victoria on an annual basis. Very cool story. And they don't sit still. That's the thing. The organising group, some of the chats I've had with them go back to, like February and March this year, and they're just in it 10 tenths.
Oh, that's a great shot there. We can really see those big ruts starting to form all the way through, all over the shop. Trying to get that traction down. The bike will just kind of step out. Rear will overtake itself, but they've made this track phenomenal. Look at how high that kind of bridge over the water is. We're not seeing any of that mud come through, so they're able to hit it hard. You're really seeing them kind of go up over all these standards. Look at the whooped out section of that sand dune. Look brutal. This is This is forming up to be an absolutely phenomenal race.
This is actually really intriguing too. It's not. I mean, we've had some amazing shots from the drone throughout the course of the day, but this particular section we haven't seen in detail. It is spectacular, isn't it?
It's beautiful, very technical. Now we're talking about not just holding it wide open. We're talking about the technicality of riding.
Oh, I thought he was going to run wide there.
It was very close. He managed to hold it really wide open. He actually, you could see the power was still on. Even though he was looking like he was going wide, he kept that power on. That inertia in the motor helps the bike stand up once that power's on it. So once you do give it, it helps it stand up. It doesn't lean over anymore. It's things like that. The Yamaha WR450 is renowned for standing up when you have it. I'm very lucky I've got one at the moment, doing some test riding, and it's fantastic. Once you crack that throttle, that bike will just stand straight up, and that's the inertia of the motor, and that's what those bikes are really great for. But they're also absolute demons. They want to kill you every second.
Last two are underway for Prologue as we approach 4 o'clock local time.
This will be a great battle. I'll tell you what, if they're the last ones on the track, the only people they're battling to not overtake them is the sweeps. So if you can catch anyone, and that's the other thing, these riders will have lappers. They're going to try.
Feet off the pegs and manages to kind of wrestle it back under control.
All arms and legs, baby. Ooh. All arms and legs. That was a great shot for what that is.
Well, we may have locked in our top 10 contestants. What happens now for those riders in terms of just the final little things they might want from the motorcycle, and even themselves, and that gap between their first run before we get set to watch them in action again, and maybe even extracting a quicker lap out than they did on the first pass.
Look, it's going to be tough to get a faster lap. It really will be. There's really not much you could really leave out there. I know Milner came back with some feedback from Corey and said that there were some sections that caught him off guard, but now with the track the way it is, there's really not much they're going to grab from it. They could have the same time. They could maybe go a little faster because their bike's a little bit better set for this, but at the same time, it's still going to be hard work for them. And if they can put down a heater and beat it the time they've set, that's something special.
I want to use the term bucket list, but in order for it to be a bucket list, you've actually got to achieve a lot from a kind of national license status and all sorts of things. It's not as straightforward as that, is it? It's not as...
I mean, you just got to do... there's a couple of prerequisites, obviously, to come race it, but if you were serious about it, you would do races beforehand. You wouldn't just come and do this one. You're just obviously not respecting the race and what it deserves, because it's not just something you can kind of turn up, throw a leg over and have it run. Trinidad is definitely the one to go and try beforehand. Gotcha. Casterton is another great one. All those races really lead up for it. In my opinion, Trinidad is better because it really sets you in this kind of sand, this kind of riding. That's just down the road in area. I mean, it's not down the road, but technically it is. That's a better race that will really set you up for these conditions, and also it's so close, so you can really get that dialed in a lot faster and get your bike from a smooth perspective to an incredibly rough perspective. That is the race to do.
So it's an eye-opener, isn't it, for the first timers, that's for sure, and there'll be lots of stories tomorrow afternoon.
And also,
the conclusion.
You want to say bucket list, you almost have to write a bucket list just to get on the entry list of Hattah, because you have to know somebody, or you've had to...
It goes so fast, doesn't it?
It goes incredibly fast. I don't understand why it goes so fast. There's got to be some sneaky little back doors somewhere, because getting an entry to Hattah feels like you've won the lottery.
Got to know people. Stick around, mate.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
About 7 years of broadcasting, and I may get an entry. How does that sound?
You're doing a great job. You're underrating how well you're going.
Yeah, so that's the great thing about it, though. It really kind of shows. And now we've got everyone.
Welcome, team.
Oh, there we go.
Great to have you with us.
Look at the stadium. Shuckers for days.
Yeah. Just make sure whatever you're doing, we need to follow the direction of the event staff there. So if anyone's politely asking you just to jump off the barrier, just work with them there. There's some great people that on a volunteer basis want to ensure the longevity of this event. We don't want to breach any safety regulations.
Yeah, what's the saying? You don't want to be the one that ruins the race.
Exactly.
I mean, it does look appealing to get as close as you can, but stay back. Let's just keep this race going and
Pretty special. And we
enjoy it from afar.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're in that kind of final part of the runners here now on the course, and then they'll be prepping, limbering, getting ready to go for the top 10 shootout. I'm not sure if we'll be, just from a timing perspective, if we'll be getting Johnny to maybe talk to some of the competitors before they get going. I think that's the aim, certainly. Riley Graham, one of the veterans, 35 to 44, is 10th at the moment. Unreal. And we've got an under-19s rider in there in 8th as well. There's some cool stories in this shootout.
Yeah, a great tournament, Mine, Santa Shura. I mean, those two are going to battle all the way through. And 7 under 19 in there. And we've got, Kogan Locke came in 28th. That's phenomenal. Cooper Sheedon came through at 25th. I mean, these are names that if you look in any other way are just crazy fast. So to know that they're just outside the top 20, we know the top 10 guys alone were absolutely flying.
Our director telling me that Johnny Contract will be doing some of that build-up for you, that final stuff before we send them on the way for the top 10 shootout. So he's been around this event from the outset. He knows it well, and we'll be hearing from them before they get going.
Just having a quick observation of the track.
Right near the end too. A few of them have done that, haven't they? So
I tell you what, it's getting late in the day though. That chill's coming in the air. You can see people start rugging up. The wind's picking up. It's going to be hard for those guys who've done that shootout or done their lap. Now they have to warm up again, get ready to go, and it's kind of one of those off you go straight away.
It's that little moment where everything kind of settles down, cools down.
We went on a bit of a venture. The Dora Explorer decided to go off track for a bit. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
He's off.
Is that the all clear to say that all competitors are through? Just waiting for the sweep to come into shot, so I couldn't see from the distance of our window in the commentary box here if they were on approach.
We're seeing also the excavator on the far side there, really trying to smooth out some of that track to get those riders up and out. I think this was the last rider here, actually, coming through. All eyes on him. It's going to be great. That's a big old KX, is it?
Love that.
Hot dog. What an absolute classic.
Throwback O'Neill colours as well. I love that. That's brilliant.
Tell you what, if he gets that 250 across the line, he has more skill than any other rider. I'm putting it out there. That man is doing it tough this weekend. All
right, you can hear Johnny Contract in the background there. So I don't reckon we're too far away before we call the 10 forward that will be running in the shootout. So get your vantage points, those that are watching around the venue, and stick with us if you're on the live stream. It's about to come your way. The top 10 shootout for Millewa Quarries Hattah Desert Race 2026. We'll run you through that top 10 shortly. You can just see the rest of the field there. What we're going to do is grab a quick break in between time and then get set for the top 10.
Think I can't break this ground?
You think a girl can't do it?
You think I can't dig deep? You think I can't tear down these walls?
Clear a path?
Build bigger?
Go off-road?
And turn your lawn
into my territory?
You think I can't make them possible?
Possible? Watch me.
Watch me.
The Hattah Desert Race is something really special to this region. It brings thousands of people through our backyard, pumps millions into our local economy and gives locals access to one of the best events in the country. At Millewa Quarries, we've always been about supporting this community. We've worked in this community for over 25 years. So when the opportunity came to become the naming rights sponsor of Hattah, we didn't hesitate. We're proud to put our name on it and we'll see you out there.
The new Segway Powersport ATV and UTV side-by-sides have arrived. The Snarler ATV range is engineered for rough conditions on Aussie farms and built tough to work alongside you with exceptional towing and hauling capabilities. Need more grunt? Our 1000cc side-by-sides lead the pack in safety, technology and come in a 3 or 6-seat option. All backed by a 2-year factory warranty and a nationwide dealer network.
Like 824, I need connections of the 824 bike over to the transponder hut, please. Bike number 824. Need connections of that bike over to that transponder hut, please. Your transponder didn't register correctly. Require you to have a chat with the guys in the timing van. Bike number 824. Thank you. Very shortly we'll have our top 10 for the top 10 shootout. We'll get an opportunity to have a chat to each one of them just quickly before they go out and put down their fastest time they can in this bracket to basically go out and set the order, start for the big race tomorrow.